What is up, everybody? This is Zelmy Talk 123 or Jack McNeil. I hope you guys are having a great day. It's kind of the hangover from the blockbuster deal that happened yesterday. Obviously, a lot to talk about there. I'll make a video about the Red Sox point of view. But for this is also a very important deal and could shape the way that the playoffs could turn out here, as the Orioles have been desperately searching for a starting pitcher all year, really. I mean, the trade deadline, they couldn't get anything done. And you see now a picture of Joe Saunders. It makes complete sense. And the guy before was Matt Lindstrom. He has had like a 2.63 ERA for the Orioles. He's pitched fantastic. He's been a very important role in their bullpen. But what team needs relief pitching? The Diamondbacks. And what team needs starting pitching? The Orioles. Now, the Orioles have had to rely on a lot of young pitchers, Chris Tillman and a few others that they brought up, like 4 or 5 young pitchers that they brought up from AAA to try to fill that 4 and 5 spot. Now, Jason Hammel's been hurt. I mean, they've desperately looked for that starting pitcher, and I think it's a perfect fit. This guy, he's a local kid, as they described it, and they think that they could realistically re-sign him for a decent amount here. The Orioles have improved immensely over the years. They have a very good offensive core with Manny Machado. Chris Davis hit 3 home runs yesterday. He's up to 23 or 24 home runs. Nate McLeod could be a very important part in this lineup going forward for the playoff push. Not saying for the future, but just for this year. And especially, I think he could be extremely important. Adam Jones, a key piece for the future, and he has had a great year this year. And obviously, Matt Wieters. So, I mean, you're looking at a great offensive core, and I'm probably missing a few guys too. They have a great offensive core, and then you go along with that. Oh, J.J. Hardy for sure. And you go along with that with solid pitching. The relief pitching has done very well this year. Jim Johnson, very surprising guy there. He's been fantastic. And they really needed starting pitching. So they go out and they get a solid starting pitcher. I mean, that's really the way I describe a lot of guys. Kind of mid-end, lower-end, 4 or 5 type of starter here from the Arizona Diamondbacks, as now Matt Lindstrom is traded again. Now, last offseason, the Orioles acquired him in the Jeremy Guthrie trade, if you remember that. And at the time, it was kind of a criticized trade, as it could be a lose-lose for both teams. Jeremy Guthrie was terrible for Colorado, traded to the Royals, has been fantastic since, and the Royals need starting pitching more than anyone. But, Matt Lindstrom, part of that deal, and also Jason Hammel. So the Orioles have gotten a lot out of that deal, a lot. So they get Matt Lindstrom for a little more than half of the season here. He pitches great for them, but they don't necessarily need relief pitching, as they bring up Jake Arrieta to fill his role in the bullpen. So they have a lot of young arms that they could send in the bullpen if need be. Joe Saunders, when Jason Hammel comes back, this rotation will just keep getting better and better. Joe Saunders this year 6-10 with a 4.22 ERA, 130 innings, kind of a workhorse. He's not a strikeout guy. He's a very solid pitcher. Last year, 12-13. Now, part of that was because the Arizona Diamondbacks were just a better team. Justin Upton was hitting, but he got over 200 innings. That's what's the important thing. He's a workhorse. His average numbers, I think, going to a new team, he'll probably have an ERA around 3.7, 3.8. Hopefully, he can stay under 4. He can provide this team with those innings that it needs, because if you give this team a chance to win, they can do some magical things. And I think someone like Nate McLeod could really propel this team. I know he has not had good the last few years. I realize that, but he has potential here. He's in a new place, new environment. Chris Davis could get hot. I mean, there's a lot of guys that could be potential pushes to get these guys in the playoffs. So this is someone that could be signed past next year, but mainly this is for this year. I mean, of course this is for this year. They want to win. They're trying to get in the playoffs. They're 69-57. They're 12 games over 500. They legitimately have a chance at the wild card. This is a very good team. So a great move for the Orioles here. Now, Adam Jones here has put together one of the best seasons for all the outfielders in baseball here, all-star. I think he's very glad that they didn't trade him. I think the organization is extremely happy they didn't trade him. Now, they could have got guys like Jared Jurgens and other potential guys, Martin Prado, from the Braves. Instead, they kept him. I think it's the right decision because Jared Jurgens is struggling now. Also, a guy like Nate McLeod could propel this team into the playoffs. I know he struggled in the past, but he could definitely do it. Chris Davis with 3 home runs yesterday. This is an offensive team. Buck Showalter's done a great job. A team with a lot of heart and trying desperately to get in the playoffs. Now, from the Diamondbacks' point of view, they didn't necessarily need Joe Saunders to compete. Now, remember, they're only like a game above 500, and they probably don't have much of a chance to make the playoffs with a lot of competition. But you can't rule it out. They can get hot at the end of the year. They have a very good team still. They have a few All-Stars. They're a very good team. Now, the reason why they didn't necessarily need Joe Saunders, not only was he underperforming, and there's a lot of teams looking for starting pitching, solid left-handed starting pitching to fill the rotation, but they have Wade Miley, who's done great this year. Ian Kennedy's been inconsistent. Hopefully he can do better. Trevor Cahill's having a good year. Tyler Skaggs, Patrick Corbin, and Trevor Bauer have all pitched in the big leagues this year, so they can all make a very good impact on this team. I think it's a win-win for both teams. We'll see how Matt Lindstrom does and Joe Saunders. Obviously, see if the Orioles make the playoffs. I wish the best for both teams and the players involved. Thanks for watching. Zombie Talk 1, 2, 3.